It's just made me reflect and think, you never know who's watching in your life. Not too long ago, I had learned that one of my high school friends that I grew up in Minnesota, had moved out next to me, like 20 minutes away from me, to San Diego, California. And we grew up playing lacrosse together and sports, and he was kind of like an acquaintance, but not really a friend. We knew of each other, but that was about it. I thought, like, I should reach out to him. I haven't seen him in like a decade. I wonder what's going on in his life. And so I sent him a text that kind of said, do you want to go surfing sometime? And he said, absolutely. Come to learn that he's taken up surfing as well, full on. Two Minnesota boys go to California and dive right into the surfing culture and lifestyle. And so the first time I see him, we paddle out into the lineup and we're sitting waiting for waves and just start catching up. And one of the first questions that he asked me that caught me by surprise is he's like, hey, you're a Christian, aren't you? And I go, yeah. And he began to share, he was like, man, ever since high school and through college, I'm just tired of living the way that I'm living. And I feel like I'm just being drawn to Christ. Those aren't his exact words, but those are what he was portraying. And so being bold, I asked him the question, I was like, you feel like you're drawn to Christianity and you're drawn to God because what he can offer, you're feeling guilty for what you've done. Have you ever surrendered your life to Christ? And he said, what do you mean by surrender? I was like, well, there's a difference between just like believing intellectually this thing happened 2,000 years ago, that Jesus died on the cross and rose from the grave, and actually surrendering your life to him and choosing to repent from your sin, to turn and to walk in the life of God and the life he has for him. And out there in the lineup, I was like, do you want to do it? And he said, yeah, and prayed to receive Christ in that moment. And so we just had this profound conversation sitting in the lineup waiting for waves. And it was just this cool experience of, I haven't seen this guy in 10 years. Yet look at how God ordains our steps and brings him into my life. And it's just made me reflect and think, you never know who's watching in your life. And my friend saw that, and he was watching, and it was interesting. And then as I began to share my Christian life online and what God's done in my life, I think he was watching as well. And I think we as Christians, we're called to witness. To witness is to live our lives in a way that points to the work of what Christ has done in us. That's witnessing, but that is very different from evangelism. Evangelism is the direct verbal proclamation of the gospel. My friend saw me witness through my life and what I did, but it got to the moment where I was like, this is evangelism. It's a direct proclamation of the gospel. We're called to do both as believers in their time. Live your life in such a way that points to the work Christ has done in your life. And when ready, be ready to boldly proclaim that Christ died and rose from the grave.